Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tank be chopping, and I'm back with another haircut tutorial. Alright guys, so what we're going to be doing on this cut is a number 2 on the sides, a mid to high taper. We're trimming the top. As you can see, my client does comb his hair over. We're going to go ahead and put that hard part in there, line up the beard, add some enhancements. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to start off this cut by cutting the top of my client's head, or the top of my client's hair. And as you can see, I'm setting my guideline coming forward. And y'all know how I do it, guys. I come up a section, cut that down, and then I use that guideline moving forward. And now I'm setting in my sections coming the opposite way, moving backwards, and anything that's longer than that original guideline that I set in, I'm gonna make sure I cut that down. And I'm gonna go ahead and follow these steps through the rest of the top of my client's hair. So I'm gonna move my way over, bring up a section, and anything longer than that guideline, I'm gonna go ahead and cut off, and then I'm gonna repeat these steps on the opposite side of my client's head. And as y'all can see, I did speed this part up. One reason for that is you really can't see what I'm doing on the opposite side of his head. So I just went ahead and sped it up for y'all. But just so y'all know that I actually did it, and I go over it a good amount of times just to make sure all of my client's hair on top is nice and even. So now I'm taking my Babyliss Pro Lithium FX Plus. I got my number 2 guard on my clipper, and I'm gonna go ahead and debulk the sides. Well, it's not debulking. This is gonna be that desired length. So I'm going over the sides with this number 2 guard. Gotta make sure I comb that part in, because once again, guys, we are gonna be setting that hard part in. So I wanna make sure that I part the hair properly. And then I'm gonna go ahead and knock down this side of the hair with that number 2 guard. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead and start trying to fade in the side of my client's hair to the top. Make sure it's, it looks nice and connected. What I'm doing here is I have my number 3 guard, my lever open, and I'm just flicking at this line, really trying to fade this in without doing too much work. And since I'm just flicking at this line, floating my clipper up and away, it's basically fading in pretty good. And the reason why it's easier to fade in is this client does happen to have some thinner hair. So, a lot of times thinner hair, it's easier to fade in. So sometimes you don't gotta do too much work. And luckily I didn't have to do too much work here. It basically just faded in with what I had already on the side. So, that's obviously a plus. I did close my lever right here just to knock that line out a little better. Now I'm taking my my X Evos from Gamma. This is the X Evos with the Filthy Blends mod, so this is the GTX XO blade on it. And I'm just setting in my bald guideline. I'm gonna go ahead and line him up behind the ear. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I already have the trimmers in my hand. And I just feel that it's easier for me since I have the trimmers in my hand. I might as well go ahead and line him up behind the ear since I'm gonna do it anyway. So I do it now. Now I'm making sure I get that bald guideline all the way down the shaver. And now I'm gonna start to fade it in. So I'm going in with my clipper all the way open, setting in another guideline, and then I'm gonna fade this section down. So basically what that means is I'm gonna close my lever. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close it halfway, come halfway into this section, and then close it little by little, working my way down. So by the time my lever is all the way closed, I should be working at that bottom line. Now here is my number 1 guard, lever open, setting in another section, and I'm gonna do the same thing, guys. I'm gonna close my lever and I'm gonna work my way down. So by the time my lever is all the way closed, I should be at the bottom of that guideline. And now I'm attacking the top of this area with my 1.5 guard lever open. And for the most part, this is gonna go ahead and take care of most of this fade. So as you can see, I'm just flicking at the top of this taper. I'm adjusting my lever, doing some lever play, using some corner blending, really just trying to get this blend to come together. And as you can see, this blend is already looking good. And the reason for that is, for one, I made sure I trusted the process and did my steps how I wanted to do them. And since like I said earlier, guys, he has thinner hair, so a lot of times sometimes thinner hair is easier to fade in. So that's the reason why this taper is already coming together so good. This is my 0.5 guard or my 0 guard, whatever you want to call it. And y'all know how to do it, guys. Lever open, halfway closed, and then all the way closed, you know, just doing lever play. And now what I'm doing is I'm basically just going back in and detailing. So when you detail, you can basically use whatever guard you feel are necessary. Sometimes you can go back and just do your steps all over again, and that's really up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, use whatever guards you feel are needed to make sure that blend comes together. So as y'all can see here, guys, I'm taking I keep forgetting the name of this trimmer because, you know, the GTX and the X Evo, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of X's in the name of the trimmer. But nonetheless, guys, this is the Gamma X Evo. I got the GTX blade on there. The modification kit is from Filthy Blends. So I went ahead and lined up my client. Y'all know how I do it. I started off in the middle of my client's forehead, worked my way over, hit that vertical bar, put that C cup in there. And now I'm just going back in and doing some more detail work, because I feel once you line up your client, you can actually see that blend a little better. I feel that it makes the fade pop more, and it helps you see any discrepancies. And now we're just gonna go ahead and fade in that beard, and we're gonna do the same steps that we basically did on the taper. So I went in with my lever open, closed it little by little, put my number 1 guard on it, you know what I'm saying, adjusted it open to close. Basically it faded in nicely. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start lining up my client's beard. And we're gonna keep it pretty full. We're not gonna try to take it too far down or bring it up higher than what it already is. And just so y'all know, guys, these trimmers with that blade, they hit, man. Like, they hit like lasers. This is probably one of my favorite trimmers as of right now. I'm not gonna say it is my favorite trimmer, because, you know, your boy has a lot of tools, so I got to go through a bunch of them to see which ones are my really my favorites. But you know what I'm saying, this one, it hits like a laser with this blade on it. Shout out to Filthy Blends for creating this modification kit. And yeah, man, like, as y'all can see, it's working good. You know, the X Evo, I feel, has been a good trimmer, but it just, sometimes the blades just didn't work really well. So when you put this blade on there, it just happened to take this trimmer to a whole new level. But now we're starting on the opposite side of my client's heads, guys. We're gonna be doing the same exact thing. I'm gonna go ahead and line him up behind the ear first. I'm gonna go ahead and attack the back of that beard just because I have the trimmer in my hand. Let me go ahead and bald him out. And then, like I said, we're gonna be doing the same exact steps that we did on the left side. We're gonna do to this side. We're gonna try to get this blend nice and blurry. We're gonna try to make them lines look nice and sharp. There has been people asking me about this clipper, you know what I'm saying? They've been asking me how I feel about it, what I think about it. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, like, even though I'm not a big fan of light clippers, for some reason this clipper, I really like the way it works. I don't know if it's the blade or the motor or the combination of the blade with the motor or what, because I know a lot of people, they don't like that wedge blade. And you know, I don't mind it, you know, it's a decent blade, you know what I'm saying? But for some reason, I just feel that the gold wedge blade works a lot better than the graphite wedge blade. And that's just my opinion, and I said it in my review. But nonetheless, guys, I really like this clipper a lot. And yeah, guys, but anyways, we're going back into this haircut. As you can see, I'm lining up the opposite side of my client's head. You know what I'm saying? Just following what I did on the opposite side, basically trying to mirror this side with the opposite side.
Damn it, Tito. Another one?
Alright, guys, so now that we got both sides of the taper taken care of, we went ahead and lined up the beard. We're gonna move on to the back taper, and as you can see, I'm still using my X Evo, setting that line in, got it down to shaver, and now I'm using my Lithium FXs to fade this up. And I know a lot of times People tend to have trouble with the back taper. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I struggle with that also, and I think it's because, you know, clients have like dents and indentions. You got different bones back there that make it difficult to fade in. But remember guys, I say this in a lot of my videos, make sure to just trust the process, go through your steps, and then go back and detail as needed. And 9 times out of 10, if you just do your steps, you're gonna get a decent blend, and then you just go back in and detail it. You know what I'm saying? Use that mirror, make sure you use different angles, and make sure you have good lighting. You know, I know a lot of people cut hair and they don't have like the best lighting, which it happens, you know what I'm saying? But try to get in an area where you have good lighting. And if you don't have good lighting, think about investing in a ring light, just so you have good lighting when you're cutting your hair, and you can give your client the best cut that you can possibly give them. And once again, make sure you're using that mirror. Just make sure you're using different angles to see what's going on. But anyways guys, we're gonna go ahead and move into some razor work. And as you can see, we're just following up on everything we did with that trimmer. We're just hitting it with that razor, making sure it's nice and razor sharp. And then after this, we're gonna go ahead and add some enhancements. And that's just gonna take this cut to a whole new level. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna really make the lines pop, really make the fade look better, just make everything look better on this cut. And if you are interested in the enhancements I am using, this is No Drip from Tomb 45. The gun that I have, I'm not 100% sure, or I don't really remember what the name of this gun is, but I do have the link in my description. And I'm not gonna lie guys, this is probably one of the best airbrush guns that I've ever used. And as you can see, it's just really making this haircut pop, guys. Like I told you, I put in the enhancements, we're gonna take it to the next level. But anyways guys, this is how my boy Caesar came into the shop looking. And this is the final product. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this haircut in the comment section. If y'all like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure and subscribe one time for your boy. Remember guys, if you want a haircut with your boy, you can book an appointment at my website, tankbechopping.com. You can schedule an appointment, but that's only if you're in the Houston, Texas area. If you want me to record it for YouTube, make sure you put that in the comment section. Also, if you like any of these Babyliss or Gamma tools, you can actually go to their website and use my discount code TANK10. But that's basically it, YouTube. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time, let's go. Yeah.